Hi friends, Zoe here, and today I'm going to talk to you all about my first 2 months as being vegan. So I'm going to start things off by saying that I have never felt better in my life, and I'm being truly honest about that. I didn't realize how amazing my body could feel until I decided to start making positive changes. So in this video, I'm going to go over the pros of being vegan and the cons of being vegan. And I encourage you guys, if you have any questions, leave them below. Or if you're vegans yourself, feel free to just comment and let me know how long you've been vegan for and what your journey's been like, because I'd love to hear from you. So to start things off, one of my favorite things about being vegan is that I eat guilt-free. So I eat guilt-free because I am not harming another being in any way by eating the foods that I eat, but also because I don't have to worry about eating things that aren't good for me. So for example, high consumption of dairy in your life, everybody knows that that's not good for you. Dairy is full of hormones. It's pretty gross when you know the details of it. I'll definitely link a few documentaries and speeches below which helped me really make the connection between what I was eating and what it actually is. So I encourage you to check those out below. But basically, I'm gonna maybe give you guys a little bit more details here. Cows are given hormones to produce more milk. Long story short here. So the cows are given hormones to produce more milk. And the milk is meant to provide baby calves with the nutrition, the calories, the fats, everything that they need to grow. So it really doesn't make sense as to why humans would need to drink another mammal's milk, especially when these mammals are producing milk not naturally. So for example, they're injected with things like hormones to make their bodies think that they're pregnant to keep producing more milk, and then that's when the farmers plug up their little machines and suck all the milk out of these cows, which is a horrific experience for them because think about it, they're having these machines like attached to their udders, which causes like sores on them, all types of pain. Animals feel pain just the same as we do. So pain, suffering, and then just for, milk. And so within the milk that they gather up, it's full of pus, it's full of hormones, it's just not good for you. So that's one thing, is I eat guilt-free. I eat guilt-free because I know that I'm not eating anything bad for my own body and not ingesting different types of hormones, but I'm also eating guilt-free because I'm not harming another animal. I'm not supporting their harm by consuming the products that I'm consuming. So another pro is that I have always been a big eater, and now I get to eat as much as I want. So I've always been a snacker, a big eater. I love big plates of food. I don't know if that comes from being younger and having to finish like everything on my plate before I was allowed to eat at the dinner table or something. But I generally like to eat big portions. I love big salads, big bowls of, rice and veggies, things like that. So being vegan, I don't have to limit myself to only having one plate. I eat till I'm full, and I eat and really enjoy my food now. I'm definitely eating a lot more, like I had mentioned in my previous video after 2 weeks of being vegan, which I'll link below too because it probably has a little bit more information or additional information for you guys. But I can eat as much as I want, and I don't have to worry about gaining weight. If anything, I'm losing weight and I'm more energetic and more toned in my body, so it's great. To add on to that, I'm also loving the food that I'm eating. I'm eating so many fruits and so many vegetables, and previously I was a person who was afraid of fruit. I was worried about consuming fruit because of the sugar levels in it, and I didn't really realize how much I was depriving my body. I feel so awake and alive now and full of energy because I provide my body with natural fructose and glucose from the earth's fruit. So I'm not consuming sugar that is not real. For those of you out there who are interested more in a vegan diet or eating more healthily, I can't stress enough that I was too one of those people who were nervous, like I mentioned, about eating things like fruit and consuming even natural sugars and carbohydrates because I was worried about gaining weight. I can tell you now that after being vegan, even I realized this even after a week or two of being vegan, that carbs and natural sugars is what your body needs to thrive, and I am now thriving without stimulants like coffee. my body feels amazing and I have so much energy like I had when I was a kid. You know, when you see kids running around in the park and you're like, wow, wish I could just bottle what they have and drink it and feel amazing like that. But I feel amazing like that now. I feel like I can run for longer periods of time. I'm more easily awake in the morning and ready to do things, and my brain is more sharp and clear while I'm at work. It's been an amazing transformation for me, and I encourage you to try the same if you haven't. I bet you if you decided to go vegan for 1 month, you wouldn't go back to not being vegan, because you'd realize how good your body does feel and you never want to feel shitty again. So all in all, I generally feel good vibrations. I'm kind of a spiritual person. Those of you who aren't really spiritual might not get this, but I feel like the fact that I'm only putting in natural whole foods into my body, and I'm not putting in any type of product that has suffered in its lifetime, I'm just getting out good vibes. So what do I mean by that? I mean by I'm not consuming, say, a chicken that lived its short life in a coop, stuffed full of hormones, etc., etc. I'm not allowing feelings or previous feelings of anxiety and suffering and unhappiness into my body. I'm only putting in nature's foods. So this comforts me on a different level. Like I said, those of you who aren't really spiritual might not get it, but it's something that I feel really positive about, and it's really helped me connect more with myself and more with my body. I'm now a lot more sensitive to the foods that I am eating, so I'm understanding what feels good in my body, what doesn't feel good in my body, what types of foods feel good mixed together and which ones don't. And it's not like I've ever had a bad stomachache or anything like that, but I can generally tell. For example, I kind of noticed before that I had been sensitive to nuts in the past, but now I'm sensitive to nuts on a different level. If I decided to have a little bowl of nuts or something like that, I notice the second I eat these things, within 10 minutes, I get this kind of brain fog going on. It's weird. I don't want to say it's like I'm hungover, because I'm totally not. It's like this weird fog comes in and my brain doesn't seem as sharp as it was before. This might be a different type of allergy. I haven't been tested for it, but it's just something that I feel, and I think it's because of the fact that my diet is so clean that it's almost hypersensitive to things that I may not even notice before, because I was just shoveling a bunch of crap into my body anyways. But yeah, I like this new understanding of my body, this new sense of control of what I'm putting in. I encourage you guys to just try out the diet for a month or even like 2 weeks, and I promise you're gonna feel a lot more mental clarity, but you're also gonna feel amazing in your body as well. So the cons of being vegan. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, there are no cons, but I decided to leave this section to talk to you about things that I was nervous or concerned or worried about before choosing to go vegan. So number one was going out to eat with friends. It's going to be a huge problem. I love to try different restaurants. I'm obsessed with food. I love trying all different types of food. And what am I going to do when my friends are having a birthday party somewhere? What am I going to do when, I go to somebody's house for dinner and they don't have anything that I can eat? So going out to restaurants. I've been to multiple different restaurants since going vegan. I've tried more of the vegan restaurants because I really like what they can do, and you're trying something and you can't believe it's vegan because it mimics the idea of meat and everything so well. But I've been to Italian restaurants, I've been to Japanese restaurants, and etc., etc. I haven't had any issues. So for example, when I went out for Italian with my friend Lauren, I just got awesome veggie pizza but without the cheese. And it was great, and I left not rolling myself out of the restaurant like I had before in the past. I left feeling awesome, not weighed down by my food. I felt light and airy still, and yeah, I haven't had any issues. Once you really identify, like I mentioned before, what the product is that you're consuming, you won't feel the need to have it. And I don't know if you saw my video with Lauren, so we made pizza on Friday night with our friend Jules, and I'm gonna link that video below, but Lauren recommended putting hummus on top of pizza to almost mimic cheese, and that was something I never would have thought of before, but it definitely works. So if you know you're going to a girls' night saying everybody's making pizza and maybe they don't have hummus, bring along hummus and put hummus on your own pizza, things like that. Don't worry, okay? It's not a con. If anything, it makes you more adventurous. Next, another concern that I had was, am I gonna spend more money being vegan? Is this gonna put my grocery bill way over the roof? The fact is, it puts the grocery bill way under the roof, okay? I've saved an incredible amount of money by going and shopping mostly only at the fruit market to get my fruits and vegetables because that's what I'm sustained on. Big boxes of rice or bags of rice are so inexpensive and they last for so long. So a vegan diet is not expensive. If anything, it's probably cheaper than what you're consuming now. Things like dairy and meat are very expensive and they don't make you feel very good, so why don't you decide to switch it up? So lastly, this wasn't really a concern too much of mine because I had eaten a previously pretty clean diet before making the transition into veganism, but I was worried about, craving the foods that I wouldn't be allowed to eat. So this would probably be like craving goat cheese or craving, a chocolate bar or ice cream like Ben and Jerry's. The truth is I haven't craved any of those things. I feel like my diet is so clean. I can identify with what isn't good and what is good for me. That doesn't limit me because, for example, I mentioned there's a little specialty shop down the street from my house that sells all different types of cheesecakes. So far I've tried a few amazing ones like a pina colada, turmeric ginger cheesecake. I've tried a vegan cookie dough cheesecake and they're better than the real things. And like I mentioned, I eat them and I don't feel sick after. I don't feel unhappy, nothing. I don't feel fat or bloated. I just feel clean and light and airy, and it's an amazing feeling. So don't worry about craving the things that you say eat on a daily basis now. Once you kind of cleanse your body and give it enough fruits and vegetables, you won't find yourself craving excess sugar or even alcoholic beverages, which wasn't something that I really realized at first. But so for example, I like to enjoy a glass of wine occasionally with dinner here and there, but wine isn't something that I've had any type of craving for since I'm on a vegan diet. I think it's because I'm consuming enough fruit sugars in the day that my body during the end of the day isn't looking to grab anything that it can to feed itself those sugar calories. I also noticed that when I have drank alcohol on this diet, it hits me very fast, so that isn't even really a con of being vegan. If anything, it's a pro because you can, get your fix off of like one glass of wine if that's what you need. But I don't crave alcohol. I don't feel a need for alcohol. So all in all, this whole transition of mine for the past 2 months has been amazing for me. It's brought me a lot more in tune with my body and my spirit, like I mentioned, and I just overall feel like a better, more vibrant human being. So I encourage you guys, if you have any questions for me, leave them below and I'd be happy to answer. And tell me about your vegan journey if you are vegan as well. And I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye!